The head coach for the Nuggets, Mike Malone.
They closed that second quarter on a 16-2 run. We had 5 turnovers during that stretch. But the beauty of us is having gone through it against Utah, having gone through it against the Clippers in the previous game, we weren't down on ourselves. We knew what it was going to take to get out of that hole, play great defense, to outscore them 64-35 in the second half, to hold them to 26% from the field while we shot 61. It was just amazing. We had 11 straight stops at one point. Coming into this round, they were the #1 offense in the playoffs. So I'm running out of adjectives, superlatives, whatever you want to call it, to speak on our team, because that is a tough, resilient group of you-know-what. So I love our team. I love our team. I love our toughness.
All right, next question will go to Mike Singer. Mike, go ahead.
Hey, Michael, can you describe what happened in the third quarter to your team, particularly after that hard no call on Jamal?
Yeah, I mean, it was when you're in these elimination games, our 5th straight win in an elimination game, there is no tomorrow. So you have to understand the urgency that was needed being down 16. And we felt that, we didn't get a call here, didn't get a call there. Jamal goes down on a made basket, no foul call. And we always rally around each other. And it's no secret, we won this game with our defense. And when we defend, that gets our offense rolling, and we can get out and attack. And I mean, some of the shots that Nikola hit, some of the plays that Jamal made, I thought Torrey Craig was phenomenal. Gary Harris's offense, 3-point shooting, attacking the basket, Michael Porter. So this was a group effort. And that third quarter was one of our best third quarters that I can ever remember in my 5 years.
All right, next we'll go to Matt Moore. Matt, go ahead.
Michael, I know you're going to be proud of the defense. You mentioned after Game 5 the offense was going to have to be better. After Game 4, rather, the offense was going to have to be better. It's been better. The ball has been moving more. Has there been anything that you guys have done in terms of tactics or just execution that's gotten the ball moving more to get more guys in rhythm?
Well, I think one thing we've talked about is, against that team, you can't hold the ball. They have 3 of the best on-ball defenders in the NBA. They're very big. They're very physical. So if you hold on to it, you're not creating any advantage. You have to trust the pass and trust your teammates. And, tonight we had 26 assists. Second half, much better job taking care of it. Turnovers were an issue early on. But I thought in Game 4, I believe it was, Matt, our defense was phenomenal. We couldn't score. We never got a payoff from our defense in that game. We were very slow and lethargic, lacking energy. I thought in game number 5 and tonight in game number 6, our defense was great, and we did have the energy to get out and run and attack and look to attack the early mismatches, whatever it may be. So we've just really talked about more energy, more ball movement, more body movement, and be a lot harder to guard, and the guys have done that, as well as shooting one-legged fadeaways.
Next, we'll go to Tim Reynolds, who is there. Tim, go ahead.
I'm sure you work on the one-legged fadeaway.
Yeah, I'm the one-legged shooting coach.
That's perfect. I know you said you've run low on superlatives, but here's hoping you can dig deep and find a couple. Everyone here talks about beating the bubble. Like, you're 2,000 miles from home. You haven't seen your families in 2 months. The human condition says at some point you let go of the road. What is it about this team that just, when the numbers say this game is over, you guys, it's instantaneous, but you guys find your best stride in those moments. What is it about this group that does that?
It's I get that question a lot, and I'm not really sure what it is. I think what it comes down to, Tim, is it's an inner belief, an inner confidence. We started off training camp back in September in Colorado Springs talking about winning a championship. And we still have those same goals. Like we've never lost sight of that. 4 months during the hiatus, coming back into the bubble, trying to get healthy. We've always felt that we were good enough. No one else does, but we don't care about it. We don't listen to the noise. We've always had this internal belief in ourselves and our collective group that we're good enough to win a championship. And we find it funny that the narrative is like, oh, the Nuggets are a cute team. Oh, what a good story. We were second in the West last year. We were 1 possession away from going to the Western Conference Finals. Most of this year, we were the #2 seed in the West. All right, and until after the All-Star break, we lost hold of that. So I think it comes down to just a tremendous belief and confidence in who we are, what we're about, and what we're trying to accomplish. And we have work to do. We're not satisfied yet.
All right, next we'll go to Nick Kosmider. Nick, go ahead.
Oh, blast from the past.
Michael, Kawhi Leonard, 25 points tonight, but needed 18 shots to get there. Even on the nights that he's had big scoring outputs, he's had to have a lot of volume to do that. What's been the key to what you guys have been able to do, on a guy that has such playoff success like him?
Yeah, I think he's a great player. I knew he was a great player, but when you're in a series, 6 games now going to 7, you see a guy up close and personal. The respect I have for Kawhi Leonard is even that much more. How he carries himself, how he handles himself, and on top of being a fantastic player. You have to give Jeremy Grant credit. You have to give Gary Harris credit. And I thought Torrey Craig was phenomenal. I thought our bench really impacted this game. Michael Porter, Torrey Craig, Monte Morris, most notably. But one guy can't guard Kawhi. It takes 5 guys guarding the ball. And so when he looked to attack, we were in the gaps. When he played pick and roll, we were up at the level, showing him a crowd, trying to make life difficult for him as best we can. And now 8 of 18, there were shots that he missed that he normally makes. So by no means are we saying that we have the answer to stop Kawhi Leonard. He'll be great, I'm sure, in Game 7. But our guys have embraced the challenge of guarding him, not just one-on-one, but as a 5-man unit on the court.
All right, we have time for one more here, and we will end with Jeff Zilgit, who is there. Jeff, go ahead.
2 questions, Michael, if you'll allow. You talked the pregame about some of the calming presence that Jokic provides to your team. How did that manifest itself tonight, maybe especially in the second half? And then Gary Harris, I know he started to come around defensively in the first series.
Right.
Found his offense in the second half especially.
Yep.
What does that do for you guys when Gary starts getting going?
Well, the second question first. When Gary finds his offense like that, we become that much harder to guard. And what I mean by that is when you watch the Clippers defend us, they're double teaming Nikola everywhere he is. A lot of times with Jamal Murray and pick and rolls, they're looking to blitz him. So anytime they put 2 on Nikola, they put 2 on Jamal, that means there's an open man somewhere. And the only way you're going to get them out of double teaming is if somebody else steps up and makes a play and makes a shot. And in Game 2, our first win against them, Gary Harris hit 3 threes in the fourth quarter, allowed us to get that win. Tonight, I love Gary's attack mentality. He tried to get to the rim, tried to dunk it, but then he had no hesitation on his jump shot. We took our time getting him back, allowed him to get healthy, get confidence back. And you're right, Utah was more the defense. Tonight in this series, it's been both ends of the floor, and that's why we love Gary, because that's what he brings to the table. Regarding Nikola, his demeanor, I think as a group collectively at halftime, as a coach, when you're down 16 points, a lot of times you go in there, you want to fire him up. It was just saying, fellas, we understand where we are. We've been here before. Now the question is, how do we get out of it? It's going to take defense. It's going to take execution. We got to stop turning the ball over. But Nikola's a guy that he never gets rattled. He never looks desperate. There's no, he looks like he's losing his poise. Now everybody else does. He's just a picture of calmness, steadiness, as I mentioned prior to the game. And then he puts the team on his back and makes some of the plays that he makes. I love, my favorite part about Nikola Jokic, he doesn't get really excited too often. But when we went on that run and we were getting stops and they were calling timeout and we got more stops and they called another timeout and we were making the right play, the ball was flying. When I see Nikola emotional and yelling and screaming and pounding his chest, I know we're in a good place. And I saw that tonight, and that's always fun to see. But we're embracing this. We're enjoying the journey. This is a great moment for us, but we have a lot of work to do, as I mentioned.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.
Michael.